Come back to the next video. In this video I will show you how you can change the brightness of a live camera preview as well as image capture in React Native's new architecture for Android using Camera X and Media 3 effects. So this will be an Android specific tutorial only. Second thing is I'm using React Native version 80, which is the latest at the time of me recording this video. And third thing is the code which I will be writing for changing the brightness as well as live camera preview. Everything will be written via native code. I'm not using any third-party library for this. So let's get started. So first you need to create a React Native project. I'll just close everything so that I don't confuse you guys. Okay, so first you can create a React Native project we'll have to go to this this particular documentation. So you need to create a React Native project by running this command, but instead of demo you can write your own project name. We don't require CocoaPods any which ways because this is only an Android specific tutorial. Then if you see, it tells us to create this folder. Now don't run this command, we'll create these folders manually, because here you can see in this particular tutorial they have given the example of web view. We don't want to create a web view, we want to create our camera. That's why we'll change few things. Okay, so first you can see we need to create a specs folder. So here you can see in the root of my project I have created the specs folder over here. Then you need to go to Android, app, src, main, java, com, and inside com you need to create one folder. So I have named this as my camera. You can name it whatever you feel like, but if you're doing this for the very first time, it's better you follow what I am doing, because this name will be used in lot other places as well as in our code, in code generation and all that stuff. So it's better you follow what I'm doing if you don't know what you are exactly doing. Okay, so next inside this we need to create a TypeScript file inside the specs folder, but in our case it will be my camera. The native component is very important, so you need to write native component in your file name, otherwise code generation won't be able to detect your file. So if you see inside the specs folder I have created this file, my camera native component.ts. Now here I have literally copy pasted everything from the documentation. I'll also open my terminal because we need to run few commands. So I'll just cd to my React Native application, which is over here. Okay, I'll just drag and drop. I'll clear everything out. Okay, so here as you can see I've just copy pasted all this code, but I have made few changes. I'm not using this result of success and error, but instead in my case it is string. Also I'm not passing any props, so I have removed this particular part, and here instead of on script loaded, the callback is on image taken, because our camera will take an image, right? So that's why we are taking an image, and here I'm passing this particular type of result string, and here also I have changed the name to custom my camera. Then you need to go to package.json over here. So here again I'll just simply scroll through this. So you can just copy paste all entire bit of code and just paste it over here, but again you need to make few changes. Here it should be my camera, here it should be rct my camera, and here it should be custom my camera. Then we need to run npm install. Unfortunately this step is missing in the documentation, but I would recommend you to do it because we have made changes in the package.json file. Then let's scroll down, and here inside the Android, for the Android we first need to cd to the Android folder, and then we need to run this command. So I have already ran this command, but again I'm running it. So this will basically do code generation. Okay, sorry, I think it copied both of the thing, I guess. Okay, anyways, it's running. I think it copied both of these things, and okay, so fine. So it has run the code generation part. Hopefully you got it. Then what we need to do is here in the documentation it says we need to create this particular file, but in our case it will be react mycamera.kt. okay, but before now we really can't copy paste this code because this is the actual implementation, and it will vary depending on what type of library or plugin you are making, right? So in our case we need to do few setups. So first you need to go to build.gradle, and here you need to add camera core, camera 2, camera lifecycle, then camera view, then Android X Media 3 effect, which is still in alpha at the time of me recording this video, as well as Android X Media 3 effect, which is 1.7.1. okay, now if this library does become stable by the time you guys watch the video, make sure you use the stable version. Then you need to go to Android manifest.xml, and here you need to add internet permission, uses feature of Android hardware camera, camera permission, as well as write external storage permission. Okay, then you need to go to my camera, and here you need to use react my camera.kt. so this is the file which we need to create. So firstly, this is our package name. Now there are a lot of imports, so I simply scroll through this. Feel free to pause the video wherever you feel like and just copy all these imports. Then here we have this theme react context as well as our camera. This is the preview view, this is the image capture. Here we initialize the button. Here is our preview view. Viewfinder is basically the camera preview view, and here is our camera executor service. Here is our process camera provider. Here we are using the back facing lens. Here we initialize the activity as well. Here we set layout params to our viewfinder, and here we add our viewfinder to our parent view. Now this method, I'll come back to this, we are just calling it over here. I'll explain more about this in a bit. Then here we just initialize our button as well, set layout params to it, add a click listener to it, add it to the parent view as well over here. Then inside on attach, if it has permission, then we do viewfinder.post setup camera. On detach from window, here we just shut down our camera executor as well as unbind our camera provider. Now here is an helpful method which we have which I have literally copy pasted it from the documentation. So if you want, you can go to this particular URL over here. Now why we do this is because there is a bug in React Native. This issue has been open since past 8 years now. It still hasn't been fixed. So if you don't do this, you won't able to see your camera view. You will just see a black screen. That's why we have to do this. Then here we set up our camera. So we just get our camera provider feature, add a listener to it as well, and then we do find camera use case. So here we get the width of our and height of our viewfinder. We also get the rotation of it, and here we get our camera provider. Then we require lens facing. So here basically we define the camera selector. Here is our aspect ratio strategy. Here is our resolution selector as well. Here we initialize our preview view. Here we initialize our image capture as well. Then here is our use case group builder, where we add preview use case as well as image capture use case. Here is our media 3 effect as well, and here we change the brightness. Now here you can play around with this value. I will show you the output in a bit. So it can be, I think, anything from -1 to +1. So in the output I will show you +0.5 and -0.5, but like I said, you can play around with this value. Then here we add the media 3 effect to our use case group builder. We unbind our camera provider, we bind it to the life cycle as well, and here we call take photo. So here we get hold of our image capture. This is the simple date format as well, and inside the content value we pass display name, MIME type, and if Android version greater than P, we also set the relative path. Then here we do image capture dot output file options. Then we do image capture dot take picture, and here we override this on image saved, which is called whenever a picture has been captured. Here you get the URL of the captured image. Now we need to send it back to React Native side, so we make use of this particular method over here. Then we unbind our camera provider. Here I'll come back to this method in a bit because it's a bit complicated. And here we are just checking whether the camera permission was granted or not, and here I have just defined this variables. Now coming back to this two thing, these are basically used for sending data back to React Native side. Now this I have copied it from the documentation, but if you see over here, but I have refactored it according to our use case because the callback name was on image taken in our case. So don't just blindly copy paste it from documentation. You will have to refer my implementation if you are following what I am doing. Okay, then if you see over here, then now there is more of copy paste stuff remaining. Here we need to create a manager class as well. So here you can see I have created this React my camera manager. Now this I have copy pasted it, so just to show you guys the full name. Here this I have copied it from the documentation now, but I have removed few things, like everywhere instead of web view I'm writing my camera, and we also don't require this prop, so I have removed that as well. So if you see, this is all the code which is required. That's all there is to it. Okay, then here I have React my camera package.kt as well. So again, this I have copy pasted it from documentation, but again instead of web view I have written my camera. So yeah, everywhere I have written my camera. That's all there is to it. Next, again let's just scroll down, and here we need to import it like this. So what you need to do is you need to go to your test app main application.kt, import your React my camera package, and you will also need to add this particular line of code. Okay, then let's see how to use it. So you just need to go to app.tsx, and here we just add all these imports. Then here we have a state for image URL, one state for if camera permission is granted or not, and if platform.os is Android, and if platform version is greater than equal to 29. And here we just have a method called request camera and storage permission. And if platform is Android, then we are checking this is because write external storage permission is not required from Android 10 and above. Then we can only request for camera permission. That's what I'm doing over here. So depending on Android version, I'm requesting the permission, and if the permission is granted, we just change the state over here. Okay, then inside use effect we are calling this method, and here you can see if image URL is not equal to empty, then we just display the image. Else we check if camera permission is granted and image URL is equal to empty, then we display our camera. Else if nothing is there, then we just display a text. And these are the simple styles which we use. Now let's see the output just to show it to you. So I have recorded the output. So I'll just play this. First it asks for camera permission. I'll give the camera permission, and here you can see now for this one is when I change the brightness to plus 0.5. Now I'll just click on the capture button. It will capture the image and display it inside an image view for me. Okay, now next one, if I just show it to you, this is for minus 0.5. So I have already gave the permission. Now here I'm trying to move the camera. As you can see, I'm not able to see much over here. The brightness automatically decreases. So yeah, that's all there is to it. If you have any questions, do let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. Bye.